Is it not a very strange occurrence to you that when, not only when we took the creative arts out of school, but when the deadbeat dad music stopped playing, or not the deadbeat dad, when the divorced dad music stopped playing, I'm sorry, then it's like the dudes put the instruments down and started picking up the microphones to say shit that nobody wants to fucking hear. This also ties in a little bit to my theory about how the white male ritual of cutting long hair is like some kind of like neo-Nazi or some kind of Nazi shit. And almost in like a Samson sense, it cuts them off from their desire to accept themselves and their free-flowing expression. And then, of course, in like some kind of hippies turned yuppies situation, everyone's incentivized to become this model citizen, and then ostracized for continuing to maintain their autonomy and their authenticity with the long hair. But the second deadbeat dad music stopped, like, you have to sit here and think. It's creative artists were speaking on heartbreak, speaking on pain, speaking on loss, speaking on confusion, envy, jealousy, all types of emotions that men were feeling but didn't know how to communicate. And it was in a melodic way, in a way that was able to reach the soul, beyond the mind, to reach the soul. And then, of course, having to transfer through there, you get the messages of the music. I'm not saying all the music from back then was amazing or was great, but still, just being allowed to sit and to meditate on music and then say, you know what, like, I'm allowed to feel all these ways. I'm allowed to go through these emotions, and this is human, bro, and this is my story, part of my story. And these songs are like part of a soundtrack to it. Now it's just, I'm going to sit here and listen to this dude who goes viral for saying like viral engagement-based pro-algorithm community dividing shit. And then I'm going to let that dude who thinks that he's smart because he's viral for saying shit that breaks the algorithm rather than builds community, I'm going to let them expand their ignorance to more longer forms of media, and then to real communities, and then to actually winning awards and thinking that they actually matter in the world, when it is strictly built off this initial rise to fame. But the main the main focus of this video is the arts, and it'll always be that. How it's so interesting how, and I don't know if like the problem is like you guys think it's gay or something, or you guys need to get over your hatred of the gays. I'm telling you guys right now, like, I'm telling you, 97% of your life is on the other side of not giving a fuck about people calling you gay. I'm telling you right now, that's the reason why you feel so claustrophobic and like bent inward in this society. It's because almost all of masculinity, other than just being an unattainable performance, it's you sitting here thinking that you have to perform in every second of your life, or else you will be ostracized by the boys you look up to, the men you look up to, or you'll be rejected from the man you want to be, rather than realize that only you can decide what fucking man you are. Only you can decide how you receive these experiences, how you engage with your emotions, how you express yourself. Only you can truly understand and take responsibility for that. And this whole entire world is just an opportunity to help you do that. And I keep promoting the arts because the arts, it's a beautiful way of expressing ourselves, of understanding ourselves, of being able to spend time with ourselves. Think about this. If I'm listening to an artist, like I'm going to think about a divorced dad music right now. Like, think about the song like Everlong by like the Foo Fighters. If I'm listening to that song and I just love jamming to that song, bro, and I put it on a playlist and I get the album or whatever, do you think I'm more incentivized to join some kind of Nazi woman-hating cult online and then now like literally separate myself from real life connections, probably forever? Or do you think I have a better chance of wanting to be in a band, wanting to pick up a guitar, wanting to pick up a mic and express myself in a way similar to those guys? Now, if we care about the art and understand the importance of the influence of the art, how about we start refining that and then now saying, okay, well, let's understand art is a freedom of expression sport, but we do have to refine it a bit to make sure we understand the influence it could have on young people. And not just the influence in a negative way, but the inspiration in a positive sense. But we're going to take the arts out. And then we're going to let all the STEM kids who are living in their fucking basements, jerking off to fucking Sports Illustrated pictures, run the world. And then they're the ones that decide how we organize our communities as we go into COVID, because we have to use their platforms that we were not holding accountable the whole time we were building them up. And then now we are hyper individualized. Now we are in our own echo chambers. Now we are more lonely than ever. And I'm telling you right now, the male loneliness crisis exists almost not exclusively, but more so online than ever, because this is what the platforms do. They individualize everybody and make us all compete for the validation of everybody. But it's not that. It's the validation of the platform, because the platform decides who gets famous and who isn't. So of course we all feel lonely. And especially if you already feel lonely in your regular life, and you don't have any hobbies, you don't have any sports that you play, you don't have any instruments that you play, you don't have any friends that you see, and all you see is the world hates men, the world hates men, the world hates men. Oh, look at women playing men. Look at women stealing money from men. Oh, look at, oh my God, oh, women, oh, a devil, devil, devil. And then you do go out into the world and you have one bad date, you have one bad relationship, a girl breaks your heart, you get cheated on. Oh, fuck no. Fuck no. And mind you, I think the worst part about this whole entire situation is the tech bros that I'm speaking about turning everyone into like white supremacist neo-Nazis. They're having these forums and like conferences speaking to other tech nerds saying, oh, we built the infrastructure for the modern world. We built the infrastructure for the modern world. You guys owe us respect. You guys owe us respect. Nobody cared about me when I was going to hackathons in the 7th grade and you guys were drinking drugs and having sex. You don't understand how much I fucking hate these tech bros, bro. But I don't like hate people because it takes too much energy out of me. I just want to compete in the field that they're competing in. And that's the reason why I'm building my own platforms. And, oh, maybe actually this rounds about perfectly to the shit that I'm working on right now. If you guys know Tribal, that shit that I'm working on, the platform for social networking, and then also the subsequent Sacred Love, which is the like the dating portion of that, I've realized that the people are not ready for that, because the people still have not prepared themselves to even emerge out of COVID. So instead of focusing on community, since we don't even understand how to be ourselves, I've realized I need to, and I'm not throwing that away. I'm literally just pivoting, turning the Russian roulette to another face of this. I have another aspect, which I'll be revealing on my YouTube over the next probably like 2 or 3 weeks. I'm just going to go straight shoot this thing out to make sure that I'm daily marketing it. We have a creative conscious platform. I don't want to get too into it right now because I got to make a whole entire video for my future tech tycoons video. But the reason why I even believe, not even that I want this, but the world needs this, is because if we don't realize how deeply integrated we got into these tech companies and how deeply surrendered, for lack of better terms, how deeply manipulated we've been by these tech companies as a means of turning them into essential businesses and really just making people like Zuckerberg billionaires, we're either going to be so deep in this digital psychosis that we cannot come out of it, or we can anchor ourselves into the real world, even if it isn't by ownership of traditional material things. How are we going to do that? Like, because it's, forgive me, I know that kind of sounds crazy. We go to one of two directions: fully into the digital psychosis, into the self-induced socialized schizophrenia that I keep talking about, or we go back into the real world and we let the people who are at the mercy of the digital universe completely fall victim to this, because at the end of the day, your brain is going to get so fried. The only thing you will be able to be used for is working in the mines or being used as like biofuel for the AI robots that end up getting created. Because if they can't keep sucking up water out the oceans, human beings are 70%. No, I'm playing. The only anchor that we do have to this real world that I'm saying, only because I have like 30 seconds left here, is the art. It's the thing that makes us human. It's the thing that makes us feel our feelings. It's the thing that reminds us that we are a part of some consciousness that we have to surrender to. Our emotions, our mind, our spirit, everything that exists outside of this shell that we are attached to and wake up in every day. And that's where I'm going with the platform. That's why it's called Creative Conscious, and I will get more into that in the next video.